This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Got 2 days left here. Yes, and hit that subscribe button. I think about 30 triggered people left yesterday after I had political comments that I made. Oh, how dare you! How dare you think differently than me? So anyways, actually this is kind of how it is sometimes on YouTube. It just sort of, if you're not covering the big cases every single day, you go, you know, and it's just kind of the way it is. Yes, please, if you're triggered by politics and somebody can't have a different opinion than you, then please unsubscribe immediately. Hell, while we're at it, let's just do this one. Please unsubscribe from the channel if you believe Sandy Hook is fake, okay? Like you think Sandy Hook is some inside job with crisis actors and all that shit, just get the hell out of here, all right? If you believe that we've never landed on the moon, it's all just fake stuff done in a movie studio, then please see yourself out the door. And also, if you think the earth is flat, please unsubscribe immediately. You'll be very disappointed in here because I won't be talking about things in the way that you want me to. All right. Yeah. It's all just bull crap out there, Stace. You got to get on a different case. All right, let's see. Hey, look at that. 2 idiots left because they believed the earth was flat and Sandy Hook was an inside job. I'm more than happy to weed out as many morons as possible. Thank you. It's going to be great. I don't know. I'm not sure why you're looking into Anthony Greeno at this point. It's like, who gives a shit what Greeno's doing? Let's see. Yeah, keep going. Keep ticking down. Come on. Let's see if we can get this down to below 105,900, for God's sakes. I'll just make up for it when I put out another video, all right? These, like even before the show started, the trolls came out. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. So anyways, what I was going to go over tonight was I've been working on a video today, and I'm trying to, you know, it just takes forever, it seems like. I didn't really have a script for it. It's hard to have a script when you're playing a video and then you just have things to say in between and you have to try to make it fit. All right. Are they still out there? Yeah. Yeah, you won't see, I'll never contact somebody and ask for money, ever. Like, I'll send an email and say, hey, can I have money? Or, hey, come check out this, I got a prize for you. It's never going to happen. If you win on the spin, yep, and at the end of the month we do spins for everybody. If you win there, that'd be great too. But, you'll win on that, but I'll never contact you like that. There's a couple troll accounts. If you were able to click on them, you could see they weren't me, but they're pretending, at one point they were pretending to be me. Huh? Yeah. Some things you don't need to waste your time questioning, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Earth is flat, right? Why would you ever question that? And why would you question if we landed on the moon? And why would you question if Sandy Hook was fake? See, those are people that have fanciful minds and shouldn't be in the true crime community. All right? That means your brain doesn't work correctly and there's something wrong with you. All right? And that's just the reality of it. You can... Now, if you believe in aliens or something like that, I actually think that is more possible than Sandy Hook. I mean, I guarantee it, there's life on another planet somewhere. All right? So, Sandy Hook is something that actually happened, where like 20-something children were murdered by a psycho. All right? Yeah, well, there's definitely life on other planets, Zozo. There's no chance there isn't life on other planets. Okay, 0. Yeah, you lost 1 billion. Yeah, 3 brain cells and aren't working. Yeah. Thank you, Kathy Friedenmaker. Now, whether or not they're aliens that flew to planet Earth, and we don't know, but there's definitely life on other planets. Yeah. Thank you, Kathy Friedenmaker. Well, thanks, Linda T. Yeah, it's kind of rare these days. You get punished for having common sense. If you're sensationalistic and full of absolute garbage, man, your channel takes off like a rocket.
Chewbacca?
Thanks, Donna D.
I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Common sense channel. Thanks, Gray.
Yep. And thanks, Tosh, out there for the PayPal earlier. That was nice. And then there's been a few people that have purchased the book. I mean, the notebook. Yeah. Oh, you did? You saw an alien trip over the edge of the Earth. Huh? Wow. Half rudder member for 32 months. They should let us put our own words in there. No, believing that there's life on other planets is the most rational way to think. Okay? It's not like some weird thing to think that there's life on other planets. Now, it's a little out there to think that they've been here, but it's not even, you know, I mean, if you go back in time and you think, wow, there were dinosaurs on this planet. I mean, these huge freaking lizards walking around for like 100 million years. That's how many years they were here. Then they got wiped out, and then it started over again. So why couldn't there have been, there's a planet out there that had the same thing. A million, I mean, the way it is if humans didn't come out after I think there was an asteroid that hit in the Yucatan Peninsula, and then it darkened the Earth and killed most of the reptiles, and then through, millions of years after that, humans came out, right? Well, the thing is what if the humans on another planet, if there was something similar to that, and that was 1 million years before? It was just kind of random that there was 100 million years of dinosaurs before something, wiped them all out.
Chewbacca?
Hey, thanks, Candace Hill and Sarah Scott. Appreciate it. Yeah, we got 2 more days left here. We're about ready to get into the... And thanks, Heaven Stars up there. All right, so here we go. tonight we're going to go over some of the stuff that I was talking a little bit about last night, and it's going to be in the video that I make. But I just kind of want to think through it with all of you guys. And I mean, to me, there's a really interesting moment. And I've talked about it before, but I think it's just even more narrowed down. Thank you, Kit Kat.
I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
Yeah. And let's see. Yeah, or the Men Chunder. Yeah. Yeah, let me just do a poll just for the hell of it. Not aliens that have been here, but is there life on other planets? I just want to get that one. It's just somewhere out in the entire universe. All right. Whether it's a small little beetle or some kind of... Yeah, it doesn't mean that they flew here or something like that. Yeah, that's scary. Jeez. To have that many people that naive, just kind of, wow. That's why I always think it's like troll time. I mean, to think that you have trillions of stars out there, and those have planets going around them, and to think that there's nothing on any of those, give me a break. God, it's just unbelievable. No, it's obvious. It's not even really... Look where we are in the galaxy. Just in a sort of a small, wispy section of the end. Yeah. That's scary, man. Jesus. Wow. No wonder true crime has a problem. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's weird. If you look at where we're in the galaxy, we're just... Like what I always do to show people, you take a bunch of salt and you put it on a table, and then you drag your finger out and make this little tiny trail that goes way out, and then you put one of those grains is us near the end of it. Not even near the dense portion.
Chewbacca? I'll do
Oh, there you go. Doohickey just proved it.
My 11-year-old son lives on another planet. Playful face. It's great in his world. Profound heart.
Doohickey just proved it. No doubt about it. Yeah, well, I think we should get back on the moon, for God's sakes. You know? What the hell's going on there? I mean, why don't we get... have bases there and launch rockets from the moon to get to Mars? Now, I'm not going to ask if anybody's seen a UFO, because, I mean, a lot of people see things that they weren't able to identify, but doesn't mean they're not identifiable. I just think the overwhelming odds are that there's... can I say, oh, there's 100%. It's like 99.99999% that there is some sort of life on another planet somewhere in the entire universe. I mean, give me a break. Have you ever seen the telescope image of where it's an image of galaxies, and there's so many galaxies that it looks like stars, and each of those galaxies have billions of suns in them with planets going around, and with even like 8 times as many planets going around than there are stars, you know. So just kind of think through it a little bit. And all right, let's see where we go. I'm not taking calls or anything yet, so let me get back out the document. Yeah, this is that 49 pager. Yeah, so in Moscow, Idaho, what's going to be on this video that I'm going to put out. So Coburger's vehicle is seen, I think it's around 250 something, 253, I think. The vehicle, the one that's consistent with the one that he owns, is leaving Pullman, Washington in the morning at 253, heading to highway, I think it's 270 right here. It's right around in this area at 253. And then the first time it's picked up on a camera over here is right down, let's see, where is that? I think it's right, I was just looking at it a minute ago. I think it's right here on Indian Hills Drive in block 700. So if you go 700 Indian Hills Drive, Moscow, Idaho, there's a pin right there, right? So it's in the 700 block. They don't give you the exact address. If you go to the 800 block, it puts you right there. That means everything inside of this is in the 700 block. Well, earlier I'd started looking down. If you go right here, and I think this is it actually. This is street view from October 2021. There's the camera right there that almost certainly picked up Bryan Kohberger as he drove by, or the white Elantra as it drove by, okay? So that, it drove by right there, and that time was 3:26. So that's right here. It drives right by, and it's this house right there. That's at 3:20. You guys ready to go here? Or? Let's see. All right. Yeah, so it's right there is the where the camera is, and then the vehicle drives like this, up around, up here, and then 2 minutes later passes the A&W right here. And now if you go to A&W and you go to Street View here, if you go to the, yeah, see that one's 2000, well it's 2021, so that works. So if you go like this, maybe about this one right here, and then you zoom in, you can see that there's cameras right here, one facing that way, one right there, one there, you know, same thing in that section right there. So that's where it likely, I remember them saying that on the news, that's the same intersection that they mentioned. And that's where I believe the camera was that filmed the white Elantra heading this direction at 3:28 in the morning. So it drives right by there, and then at 3:29, just a minute later, which makes sense if you look at the distance right there, 2 minutes to get here, and then just 1 minute later, it does one of the first of 3 passes by the 1122 King Road residence. So it comes here. We don't know where it went though. Did it actually go here and then drive through around like this a few times, or did it come up Walenta Drive and go around like this and then come back around and make another loop? You know, that's possible, right? Like he could have kept doing different loops like that. I mean, it's not a long one either. It's just right here, probably only take 3 or 4 minutes to get back around, just like that. And does it 3 times. And then at 4 o'clock, a DoorDash driver pulls up to the house right here and drops off what is likely a delivery to Zena Kernodle, and it's a Jack in the Box, likely because we see a picture of the bag in the kitchen of a delivery to Zena Kernodle, and the bag looks really fresh that's in there. And that's right around 4 o'clock. Then at 4:04, the white Elantra, the same one, is pulling down the street like this. So we already have the white Elantra on camera at 2:53 leaving Pullman, and then the same Elantra is in this area. Now, earlier when it was spotted right here on this camera, they were able to notice it didn't have front license plates. So then at 4:04, the Elantra comes in down King Road, turns left on Queen Road, that they call King Road many times in the document, but this is Queen Road right here. And then it drives back here, likely turns around because there's a camera on a building right here that could have seen it turn around. I don't know how they know that right here it tried to park and couldn't do it. I don't know how they know that, because I don't know what camera would have been able to film them thinking it tried to park and turn around right here. I wonder if it was here actually now that I think about it, instead of right there. It could have been maybe in this area with a little bit of a glimpse from that camera, because that's really the only way that they would have known, is if this camera on this building right here is the one that filmed the car trying to park and then back in and then gave up on it, then went over here, did a 3-point turn, then drove around like this, and then likely came around and parked right in this area. Hey, Eli, what does that have to do with what we're talking about? Well, I just explained half of it to you, Sonny Vale Incorporated. He left at 2:53. It takes 2:53. It takes about 11 minutes to get there from where he was. So that would put him there at like 3:02 or something. And then 20-something minutes later, he's seen first on camera there. So we don't know where he was for that 20 minutes of time, but we already know where he was at 3:26. He was seen on camera driving around. I just went over that. So anyways, he parks right there. Then he goes into the building, and he probably gets into the building at 2:06, between 2:06 and 2:10, I would imagine. Then he kills Zena Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez. Then leaves the building probably at like, what is it, about 4? So this is about, he goes into the building at, I think I said 1. I meant to say, it would have been 4:06 to 4:10 probably. And then when he left, it would have been probably 4:19, because at 4:20 he's in the car already, speeding away right there. All right, so about 4:18 to 4:19 he leaves the building, but I would imagine it was right around maybe 4:19, just sprints up the hill, gets into his car, and really, he gets right here, and then he peels out around the corner. That's probably those tire tracks they were looking at. Comes out like this, drives around the corner, goes up Walenta Drive. I think that's the only time, because they said he did loops 3 times and left via Walenta Drive at the end there. Thank you, Shelly Ann. Appreciate your guys' support. Walenta Drive, and then once they go up Walenta Drive, let me turn on the map, and you can see exactly the route here. Yeah, so it's this blue route right here. It comes around, down like this, and it comes out right there. Well, the only way to come out right there is in a direct ways like this. I mean, if you go down here, that's kind of a weird way to go up. Coming down here, that's definitely possible, kind of convoluted. This is sort of like the main Walenta Drive, then Sunny Avenue, and then down, and it comes out right here on, I think it's Conestoga Drive and Palusa River Drive. So that's where it comes out. And I have it coming out of here at 4:25 a.m. because it takes about 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes from the house. I actually timed it on using Google Maps. I mean, I put in the route, this exact route. It took, so let's say 4:24 to 4:25, it exits there, which is interesting that it would take that long. So then here's Blaine, Idaho right there. And I don't know how accurate my 4:25 is, but I did another one where I did the timing from the 1122 address to the highway down here next to Blaine. And it only takes 11 minutes to get right there. And that's from the actual home where the murders took place. It takes 11 minutes. I mean, we can do it right here. Let's do Google Maps. And then, let's see, directions, 1122, King Road, Moscow, Idaho. And then, this is the highway right here. Here's Blaine. So let's just say it's right there. And what happened? Yeah, right there even. Look at that, 9 minutes to get just to the left of Blaine, and that is from the actual house going that way. But let me move it so it matches how they had it. There it is right there, I think. Yeah, that's the same. There it is, yep. It's a little different though. I think, how do I have it there? No, it's the same one. Okay, so that's the route that they have him. So it's 12 minutes right now to get to just west of Blaine. You guys, can you see that? So there's Blaine. Let me just move it down a little bit further. Let's just pretend it was right there. Well, that's 14 minutes, okay? So if he hustled out of, let's say he hustled away at 4:20, right? You got I want everybody to follow along here because it's important. So he left at 4:20 in a hurry, and it should have only taken, he should have been here at between 4:31 and 4:35. Do you get what I'm saying here? He should have been there at that time. However, the phone pinged in this area at 4:48. That's when it pinged on the probable cause document. So that means we're missing 13 to 17 minutes just in this portion right here. And that's when he turned his phone on. So he turned his phone on when he was near Blaine coming down here. And then it pinged off of the tower that services Blaine. So now Coburger's phone is pinging. Before it was just images of a white Elantra. Now Coburger's phone is pinging off of a tower that services Blaine, Idaho. Okay, well, so it should have been that it was 4:31 to 4:35. Instead, it was 4:48 when his phone pinged. He should, at 4:48, he could get clear down to here. I mean, he'd be way out of there. So it pinged on a Blaine tower. So that means there are 13 to 17 minutes of missing time prior to that ping. It wasn't after the ping, because guess what? After the ping at 4:48, the rest of the route, he makes up a little bit of time, 3 minutes even. So that means he kind of hustled after he turned that phone back on. Then he went, you know, like, I mean, I hope you guys like my sound effects. But he hustled after that, and he got home. Let me get the actual figures in there. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay. He gets back into Pullman at 5:26. So keep in mind, remember, he left at 4:20, and he should be able to get home by 5:15. However, he gets back to his house probably around, because his phone pinged at 5:26 entering the lower end of Pullman, then 5:27 3 times up that street, probably got home at 5:28 or 9. And so that means right there is another, 14 minutes or so, 13 or 14 minutes. So that means the rest of the way, he made it exactly in the amount of time or even a little bit quicker. So the part that was slow, man, this is original thinking here, you guys. This isn't some sort of like, oh, I heard it on some pod. I've been talking about this for a few weeks. So here is, let's just move it back up to about right here. So that means that it's very possible that he would want to get rid of the bloody knife and his bloody clothing as soon as possible after getting out of sort of the neighborhood situation. So let's say he's driving like this, And then boom, now he's on this highway. He's going to pass these. There's a little too many people here. He's driving down, and now he's thinking, okay, I got to get rid of this shit. I got to get rid of this. That's why I have this diagram that I've had up for a couple weeks now. That inside of this is a place where he might have dumped the bloody knife and the bloody clothing, because he wouldn't want to keep driving around with those items with him. Does that make sense? So I think it's right in here. And then earlier today, I think it might be even right in, like in this area. I was just looking at it, just thinking to myself, he's on the highway here. I don't know if there's a, you know, he could have taken a road, hell, because he didn't have his phone on, so law enforcement doesn't actually know that he was on 95 right there. So it's possible he drove up like this, kind of came in here, you know, who knows, then down here he came out, turned his phone on, then he gets back on the 95. But look at this wooded area. It's the only wooded area in the entire area, and look how like in here, man, you hide something like that, it's not going to be found. But knowing you might want to check there, that's not a huge area that you could get tons and tons of people in there and have them look in that. I'm just saying, because we are missing 13 to 17 minutes of time on the early portion of his route out of town. I don't think there's any way you can dispute that. It doesn't matter what you do with it. At 4:20, he's on camera, speeding out of the neighborhood. And then at 4:48, his phone pings in an area where it should have pinged at 4:31, or between 4:31 and 4:36 or so, right? Then the rest of the route that they believe he drove, based on pinging information, they think he went like this and drove up this direction, and then he came into town here, and then at 5, I think it was, yeah, right, even here, I think this part's part of it, the 525 at Johnson Avenue, and then got into here, and then 527 pings 3 times up there. I'm serious though. I think that he may have, however, went back and retrieved those items at a later date, and we don't know. But man, this makes sense to me right here. Something around in this area, you know, basically in this whole area right there. But I would actually put a circle on this area right here. Just something like that. What do you guys think? Nort Thriller. I don't know if there's any water right there. Why would you throw it in the water? I think throwing something in the water is just so cliche. Easy to find, you know, just especially little creeks and things like that. All right, I gotta go use the restroom here, so hold on a second. Hey, Lanky Tor, what's going on? Thank you. Awesome. All right. So those are the 13 minutes, but then he ends up back in town. From that point on, the route timing is absolutely perfect. Maybe even a little bit quick, 2 minutes earlier. Thanks, Susan Smith. You guys should write notes in those. How many times flies when they're solving? How time flies? Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot the flush. Yeah, hold on. Let me. 37 months. Okay, so he gets back into town, and then once he's back in town here, let's just say he gets home at 5:30. Takes a shower. Wait, is this still working? Hold on. Yep, still working. Had a little warning message come up. You know what's weird is Adobe Premiere put out a message today and said, the recent update to your NVIDIA drivers causes an issue with our... And I was like, no, it's been causing an issue with your products for a long time. Okay, you guys... Remember how it would crash all the time, Adobe Premiere? Yeah, I guess you just can't have the NVIDIA experience open at the same time. So right here, hey, thanks, Crime Freak. Are you, did you make that name just for us? Crime Freak. I mean, man, that's like everybody's name should be that. So you guys are watching football. That's okay, I get it. No. No face, yeah. So anyways, he drove out of town and then he turned his phone on because he probably at that point wants to, see some side roads to drive on and how to get back out. So he turns his phone on. Yeah, I don't know why he turned his phone on at that particular time. Yeah. I guess that's a good point. Why did he just turn it on then? It might be because after he dropped the knife and his clothing, he felt safe to turn it on again, just like he always does. I mean, this guy, he turns his phone on just outside of the area. See, over here when he left the house originally, well, we're not even to that point. So anyways, he gets home at 5:30, and let's say then he washes his car out a little bit, goes in his house. Maybe he's trying to sleep, but he's too ramped up, right? He's like, oh, God, I got to go see. And he waits for it to get light, and he gets in his car at 9 in the morning, and he leaves his house, but he doesn't turn his phone on yet till he's about right in this area. I mean, oddly, he's driving over here and about in this area, that's when he turns it on, because it pings at 9 o'clock. It pings off a tower that his apartment uses. It doesn't mean he's at home, though. All right, it doesn't mean he's at home, and it's impossible for him to have been at home, because from his house to the 1122 King Road residence back home is 40-minute drive, or 39 on a normal day from his house with no traffic. It's like 38 or 39 minutes. So his phone pings at 9. Yeah, let's get that on here. Put this on the screen here. There's that one. And then there's this one. Yeah, so right here it says, Further review indicated that Coburger's phone utilizes cellular resources on November 13th, 2022 that are consistent with Coburger's phone leaving the area of the Coburger residence at approximately 9 a.m. So again, the word approximately, 9 a.m., but it's consistent with it leaving. So I think it's going to be down. This is where his house is. I think he was round around down in this area. At the time it pinged, he turned his phone off here. He didn't turn it on next to his home. So he just waited a little bit. He thought, well, I'm just taking a slight precaution here. I'm already safe. I'm back in my own little town. So then he turns his phone on here. It's 9 o'clock. And then he drives down. It's 11 minutes from here to here, but it's 20 minutes round trip. Okay? So I think what happened was he may have even turned his phone off again once he got onto 270 here. And then he turned it on again, and then it pings. See, here's this ping. This is a 3-mile radius right here. So right when it comes through this area, he's got his phone on, and it pings, and it sets off another ping at 9:11. See, that makes sense now because he's up here at 9, drives down, and then at 9:11 it pings just on the outer edges. Then it pings back here again at 9:21. Okay, so it pings here at 9:11 or 9:12 actually, I think. Then he goes down. I think it's 9:12. 9:12 it pings right here. Then he drives down and around, maybe down like this, and just kind of passes the property, comes up here, turns around again, and drives back. We don't really know what he was doing, but it makes absolute sense that he drove down, checked, just driving by, and then came back up and left, and then pinged again on the same tower. Because when he got into here, he might have turned on his phone. It might have been on the whole time, and then it pinged right here at 9:12. Then he turned off the phone when he came into here, and then he turns the phone back on again right as he's leaving at 9:21. Then he makes it all the way back home by 9:32, which is exactly the reverse of it. He could not have been there. Like originally when you look at this, it makes it seem like from 9:12 to 9:21 he hung out in the Moscow area just kind of looking around and doing things. But that's not how it worked. That's not how it worked. He spent that entire time driving and went straight there and straight back. And we know that because he got his phone pinged on the same tower that provides service to the 1122 King Road residence, and that pinged at 9:21 as it's leaving, and then he's all the way back pinging near his house again at 9:32. And the only way to do that would be is if he's already out in this area driving. And the 9 minutes is actually from here to here and then back out here to 9 minutes, then comes back. Does that make sense to all of you guys? If it doesn't, I'll explain it again. You wouldn't really need a metal. Just go check and find disturbed earth. Right. So there you go. There is no missing time on that drive. It's just he just drove in there and drove back. So that's all he did. He drove in, looked to see the fruits of his labor. He was so excited to see all the cop cars and everything around there. He wasn't there to look for a knife or anything like that. He just drove in and drove out. He got the hell out of there. Now, I guess you could speculate wildly that he went there to get the knife, but then he saw that there were people milling around and he just didn't feel like comfortable enough, so he just immediately left. So, I guess that's also a possibility. So then he gets back home, and that's at 9:32. Then he sat in his residence until about, well, we don't know where he was, but his phone, let's see. I don't know if he actually, if it pings on the way down, but he would have had to leave at around 11:48 or something like that to drive all the way down to Lewiston, staying on 195 and then 95 right here, coming into Lewiston and then Clark over here, Clarkston. So it's Lewiston and then Clarkston. And he got down here at 12:36, so you know, about a 45-minute drive. So this is the most crucial part of the affidavit is coming up right in this area here. So you've got the suspect Elantra and Coburger's phone. Okay, those are two different elements that they hadn't been able to tie together specifically as being related until right now. So right here at this coffee shop over here, Cup of Joe, it pulls in, there's a white Elantra pulls in, and Coburger's phone utilizes resources that Cup of Joe utilized, likely a Wi-Fi system. So that means Coburger's phone is now right here, and then for the first time on camera, corresponding exactly with this Cup of Joe ping, if you will, of his phone at Cup of Joe. Right next door is another business that filmed the white Elantra, the suspect vehicle, at the same moment. So now there's a incredible likeliness that the white Elantra that we're seeing, the suspect vehicle, is Bryan Kohberger's. Although you haven't seen Bryan Kohberger yet, because he is in the, he's in the Elantra. We haven't seen him yet. However, he then leaves this area right here and makes it down to the Albertsons and gets here at, the white Elantra does anyways, and his phone, make it to the Albertsons at 12:46. 12:49, an individual enters the store, and on camera is Bryan Kohberger. So now we have Bryan Kohberger's face, phone, and Elantra all matching up now to the suspect vehicle number one. See how that's like a huge moment? Now you've got them all tied together. Then he stays in the store till 1:04 and exits the store and comes out. Obviously gets in his car. Now, we don't know where in the hell this guy went. Okay? We have no idea. He could have gone an hour and a half this way, came back up, drove over there. We don't know. As long as he got back to this area in, 1:04, hell, I mean, even 2 hours, 2.5 hours he would have to go somewhere else. And as long as he got back to this area in about 2.5 hours. So I guess it would be like an hour and 30 minutes from there somewhere and then back, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. And then eventually he likely would have came back the same way on Highway 95 and then drove like this. And then right here he has a choice. He can go up 95 or 195. 195 takes him right into Pullman. 95 takes him into Moscow. Except I think he might have gone this direction, because what if at that point he drove up here and collected the items at some point? I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell this guy was doing. Right here, his phone pings in this area at 5:32. So here's Johnson, Washington. That was an error they made on. So that's the next ping, by the way, and the next anything related to Bryan Kohberger. At 1:04 he's here. Then his next ping is probably off this Bald Butte tower right there in Johnson, Idaho. And if you go down again and look at the tower here, you can see straight down that that's likely from this direction right over here, because he's on this highway here, right there. Maybe he's on 195 driving, and then the phone pings off that tower, which services Johnson, Washington. Then he heads back up into town, and actually his phone doesn't ping again until 8:30. So it's pretty weird, right? I mean, there's 7 hours of missing time in the evening on that day. Yeah, I've already explained how he wouldn't have had anything in his car, right? I just told you he dumped it all on the way out in a 17-minute window. Yeah, he didn't take any risk at all. Going back with nothing in his I mean, so he didn't have his knife and he didn't have his bloody clothes when he went back again. We just went over that, you guys. Why would he do that? Yeah, remember when he left? Okay, we have to do this part again. So he comes down right here at like 4:24, 25, and then he should have been down here at 4:31, because it's only 11 minutes from the murder house to here, okay? Except he got there at 4:48. So they're missing 17 minutes. So that would be up here where he likely would have got rid of his bloody clothing and the bloody knife so that he wouldn't have to drive any longer. Like let's say he went straight the quick way back home. Well, hell, that's a highway with cops on it and shit. So he wanted to get rid of the knife and the clothing in a rural area where there isn't people around. So he leaves Moscow here, and then at some point he veers off, ditches the items, maybe right there in this wooded area, because there is a road that goes in there. It's called Paradise Ridge Road. And once you're in there, look at all these different, like you could, I mean, seriously, if there was street view on this sucker, I mean, just look where you could go. Anywhere on this road here you stop. Oh, is that a cell tower? That's more like a radio or something. Yeah, so he didn't have his cell phone on there. Pretty sweet. Huh? No, I can't. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, why don't you call in with some of your ideas here? Because after his phone pinged at 8:30, he never went back into Moscow, Idaho again. That we're aware of. He could have had his phone off and all that stuff, but would have had to borrow, use a different car. Huh? Yeah, well, yeah, he went there 8 times. Or 9. How many times did he go there? Wasn't it 12? Thanks, being Nancy. And yes, we're getting near the end of the month, everybody. If you'd like to help support the channel, that'd be great. We've already given $3,000 away. What I do is I donate over 50% of my net revenue from YouTube to charities. Now, PayPal, I augment the donations to make it more than the 50% normally. Then I also use that for things to keep the channel running and just whatever the hell I feel like doing with it. You know what I mean? If I want to buy 3 computer screens or whatever, new ones, I can go do it because I work really hard here. It's weird. It's weird when you work hard, you might actually be able to keep some money that you make. Yep, that's right, Gomo. All right, see you later, Terry Ann H. All right, 910, you're on.
Ray, it is Zenshine in North Carolina. How are you this evening?
Hey, pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing great. I just kind of tuned in, so to speak, to use an old phrase.
Yeah.
There, I have kind of been out of the loop for a lot of any developments, but I do notice that you have been honing in on this missing 17 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, it seems really, it seems really glaring to me when you go out and put the time that it should take to drive, and he's trying to get the hell out of there. So, you know, he sped out of at 420, probably didn't speed through the neighborhoods because you wouldn't want to get pulled over with your bloody knife, and so he probably drove nice and smooth. Then he gets out south of Moscow, and I think as soon as possible, he's going to want to get rid of the bloody knife and clothing, so he's not driving anywhere else with it, and minimizing the possibility that he'd be pulled over by going a rural route and then into maybe even a more rural area to get rid of the knife and the clothing. What do you think?
I agree, completely agree. You know, as much bettering your odds, because as little chance as possible of driving on the interstate, and a lot of the red light cameras and the intersection cameras and the highway cameras, whatever type of cameras would be on that section of the roadway versus the way that he went, the dip he did down there at the bottom. Also, two reasons, like you say, to get rid of the evidence. And I had a question on that. I don't know for sure if you would know this, but you probably have a good idea. If they've got his phone, you know he's probably practiced that route, traced that route, thought that route out, planned that route. Surely his phone would show that he has made that route kind of before, unless he was thinking enough to where he never had the phone on at all in his practice run. But would they, number one, they'd have to have his phone to know that he did those practice runs if he kept it on. Number two, the area you've got seems certainly like a great place to get rid of knife and his Dickies jumpsuit. Didn't he have a jumpsuit? Isn't that something they pulled out of the apartment? It was like a Dickies, like a one-piece suit.
Well, they didn't
like
say what it was. They just said a Dickies uniform, but we don't know what it was precisely.
I think they would have called it separate pants, separate shirt if it wasn't a one-piece. And they referred to it as uniform. So maybe that's why in my head I'm thinking, okay, well, that's just a one-piece of clothing. And that would make it pretty simple if you got blood and all this on you. Hey, strip that whole thing off and you've got most of the blood off of you. And hide it, the knife and it, in that wooded area. Certainly, somebody has been going back and forth out there and seeing that there has to be search parties, or there has to be all kinds of, I would think that there would be all kinds of law enforcement out there, you know, scouring the woods in the line that they use and search. Have you heard anything about that?
No. I heard a rumor early on that somebody's dog was barking that morning in that area out there. Somebody just brought it up the last time I brought up this theory, but now I'm trying to be more specific on it. But when I brought up this theory, they go, hey, I heard somebody said that they heard a dog barking that doesn't normally bark unless there's people, and it was like early in the morning, or, you know. So, I mean, what that means, I don't know. But
I wonder if it'd be worth it to listen to the scanner radio or the broadcastify in those counties. Just kind of keep an ear out for those, just to see if there's any kind of party happening out there, any kind of search party, you know. And the couple, I guess, is that, how many counties does that encompass? Is that all one county, two counties there?
Not really sure how many counties. I tried looking up the audio a while ago, and it wasn't really, couldn't see anything.
Yeah, I think it would be something you would have to just keep on, you know, keep in the background.
Well, they don't have, they don't even have any coverage, is what I'm saying. Like, I guess there's another site. I can't remember if that was Mike D who said that, but he was saying that he gave me another site. I got to go pay for that one too, but it has different scanner audio locations. But the one I use, Broadcastify, they didn't even have anything in those areas.
Oh God,
Sucked.
Yeah, that would be the only one I would know, being the armchair, you know.
Look, I've got on this document here. It says, one nitrite type black glove, Walmart receipt with one Dickies tag. That's all it says.
Dickies tag, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what that means. I mean, I think people, where did it say like a uniform or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure where I got that from. I mean, there's so much out there in the ether, and I don't even realize my brain is picking up on some of the stuff that hasn't been verified, and then it'll start incorporating it into actual evidence. You know, it's hard to like have my screen and my filter up and to ignore the stuff, because everyone, you know, when people talk about it, they're all experts and they talk about it as if it's real. And, you know, I have to try to remind myself that that's not what any of the police reports said or any of that. So when they say tag, do you think they just mean like the tag that was on the that was on the, I say uniform again, that was on the apparel? Is that what they mean by tag?
Well, it's kind of a weird way to word it. Walmart receipt with one Dickies tag. I don't know if that means so like on the receipt there's one Dickies item, or no, I know what it might be. You know, like a tag where you get the clothing and you take off the tag and throw it in the garbage can. So it's probably like that, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. So he got it home, like, you know, and he ripped the tag out of it, and the tag was on his floor or wherever in the house. Even though that item of clothing wasn't in his house, the tag was in his house, you know, with the receipt that matched the tag, proving that he bought it. Yeah. That's just, that is kind of odd. You're right. Okay. Well, I just wanted to check in with you. I feel like I've been out of the loop for a while. Any gangbuster developments in the last 5-6 days that you know of?
I mean, the one other thing that was sort of interesting was that the attorney for, I think, what is it, Zaina Kernodle's mom, like dropped her and then became the attorney for Bryan Kohberger. But it's like, man, I mean, now you have this inside information from your other client. I mean, it seems really sort of
awkward,
not even legal, almost kind of a conflict of interest or something.
I think the defense will use that probably too, if it doesn't go their way. I think that's like a mistrial, and shouldn't she, as an attorney, be aware of that? It would be perceived as conflict of interest.
You'd think so, but she thought, wow, this is the chance of a lifetime. If I can get this serial killer, you know, keep him on the streets, I'll be famous. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but even attorneys that think like that, they have to know, gosh, this is going to be a huge case. It's going to be scrutinized. Surely someone's going to know that I had, that I had Xana's mother, you know, and I just dropped. And wasn't it the same day or the very next day? Like she got word. It was almost like she knew she was going to get picked. So she dropped her nodal and then picked up the case. Is that how that sequence of events went?
I don't know how she ended up getting it. I don't know if she was hired or... Was she hired? Anybody know? Or was it just she was the randomly picked out of... I mean, that'd be incredible to get a... She's a pretty good attorney, so it's like, man, what are the odds of that?
Well, the impression I got was she was randomly picked, but I tell you, these things don't work. I'm sure she wasn't randomly picked. I mean, there's a whole network of attorneys and judges and all that.
Well, she should have had to recuse herself. See, that makes no sense at all. How could she be appointed by the courts when she's already representing one of the victims of the same killer? She should have immediately had her, the judge should have looked at it and went, well, we're going to have to recuse you. I mean, what a dumb judge that is,
That's what I would think, too. And certainly the judge knew, because certainly if she's being appointed, the judge reviews what's her workload. I'm certain, well, I say I'm certain, but I'm really not. But I would think that, there's a process a judge uses, and even court clerks. And I'm sure there's a couple of safeguards that should be in place there to prevent this type of thing from happening. So I agree. Great. Well, I appreciate you let me speak. I know there's people that want to get on, but I just wanted to say, good to speak with you again. And I'm going to be listening in. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
All right, bye-bye. Huh? Who said, when you put your circle within the bigger shape, I mean, like over here, yeah, I mean, it's already kind of in there. The woods he placed, it would have needed to be quick walk because it's only 13. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I mean, he could have just driven in. It's only probably a 2-minute drive from here to get in there. Well, he might have gone like this, though. Down, in, around. Like, how would you get here? Oh, yeah, right there. There you go. So he might have came down like this and then down. Oh, there it is. That's Paradise Ridge Road. Stayed on Paradise Ridge Road until he got into here. And then this is where he could dump stuff. Would take maybe 6 minutes or so. And yeah, you wouldn't have a lot of time, but you would just you wouldn't need a lot of time. Who's going to be walking around out here? You know, this is really remote shit. I mean, you drive over to here. I guess what we could do is, here, let's see how long that takes. I'm just going to move this. Okay, that makes that harder because that's a little longer. Well, no, it's 18 minutes instead of, what did we have down here? That's 11. So you're already losing some of the time, but that might be exactly the amount of time. Oh man, I had it. It was so perfect a second ago. There it is. Yeah, so that's 17 minutes there. So that takes that's 8 of the 17 minutes. And then you'd have to just dump it and get the hell out of there. Now, I guess if it's up higher though, what happens if that's 14. Maybe in this area. So that would make 4 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, 4 minutes to do something with it. Boom, you get the hell back out the same way. Looks like you're stuck in there. There's no way out other than going back the way you came, and then you're way up here. So yeah, that makes it kind of tough. Yeah. Because you'd have to come back up here, and then you would have lost another. Because you're going backwards. It's not like you're. Yeah, well, it might have to be something a little closer to the road then. How about down here? Is there a way to get to this section? Yeah, because here, I think that makes it tough because you have to come back out and then you're way up here now, right? And then that means you're not only losing the 4 minutes here, it's 8 to there. Well, I guess if it's 17 minutes, you lose 4 to here. Well, no, you lose way more than 4 because it was, to get down here, it was 12 minutes. So if you decide to go there instead, you're already completely out the 12 minutes it took to get to there. Then you have to go back up to, yeah. Let's see what happens if you move this to, yeah, man, this sucks. Yeah, so that's only 7 minutes to Blaine from there. And that's about the route right here. So it's 7 to here, but then it's that's 14 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it could be in that spot. So thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, because you'd have to go back out that direction. But what a perfect place that would be, you know, to. But regardless of that, it's missing 13 to 17 minutes. Wow, out of 994 votes, 200 people literally think there's not one bit of life in the universe whatsoever. Jesus. How lonely that would be. I'm glad I don't think that way. That's crazy though, yeah, from right there. So it can't be that. So it's got to be a place where he can pull off and sort of immediately get back on the highway again, but not even really immediately. Like some place where he could pull off, drive maybe 8 minutes, dump something, then come back, or drive 6 minutes, spend 4 minutes hiding it, and then come back. Thank you, Jessica Schubach. Anyways, yeah, I got phone lines are open. Got a call waiting right now. Let me get that one. "413, you're on.
Hey, Graves, it's Danny up here in Boulder.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, good show tonight. You're trying to pin down these missing minutes here, and it probably is going to yield to a lot of answers at some point. And the knife. Oh, and this kind of goes back. You and I spoke about it a few weeks ago, and I had a thought. After the murders, he came up to the back there by that wooded area. I think he changed his clothes before he got in the car. I mean, think about it. Did he jump in that car full of blood? No. He's too smart for that.
Yeah, so maybe he changed his clothes, put it in the bag, you know, but he's going to still want to ditch the bloody clothes and the knife. Probably put the knife in the bag with the clothes if there was, you know. Yeah.
Yep. I think he even double bagged it. You know, he had that all figured out.
Maybe 3, man. If you thought of 3 bagging, he might have triple bagged it.
I'm serious.
I know, but like,
what I'm saying.
It doesn't really matter if it's double bagged or bagged. He bagged it. Okay, good. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying this is what I'm thinking, because he thinks he's smart. So you got to think like him. He thinks he's smart, but he made more mistakes than anybody I've ever seen. But he came up there, and when he got in the car, because he was pretty confident in the car, you know, he could drive around with that car with his father in the car and everything, you know. So he must have thought the car was clean. And that being said, I think you're on the right track here, though. He left the murder scene. He changed his clothes in the woods. It's 4:30 in the morning. Nobody saw him. He put everything in bags, put it in his trunk. Then, this 17 minutes that you're outlining, he was getting rid of little pieces. Probably threw the pants somewhere, and then they got rid of the knife somewhere different. Because he didn't want to go too far on the highway with those vital, critical clues in his car. He had to get rid of it. And that took about 17 minutes. So I think you're right on. I think that knife is somewhere within that perimeter that you've outlined there. And the clothing. And if it wasn't for that knife, that sheath that had his DNA, you know, that was a turning point for the case, I think. But he screwed up there because he lost that sheath. He, you know, for whatever reason, he might have had it on his belt, or the struggle might have pulled it. Maybe he had it in his pocket. But he should have went back and got that. But he made mistakes there.
Well, he couldn't go back and get it. That'd be even dumber if he actually went back into the house to look around for it. Yeah.
I don't think he knew probably until he drove off or got his stuff put together that he didn't have the sheet. But it was too late. He had to make a move. He had to get rid of everything before he left town to go back. And so I'm sure the police are thinking the same lines as you are in searching that area. It's going to be hard to find that knife. My guess is they'll never find it. But you never know, like you just said, in small creeks and stuff like that, he could be more stupid. He could drop it in a drainage ditch or something, and maybe we will find the knife. But I'll bet you he got rid of everything right in that perimeter.
Yeah, he could have.
Keep up the good work. You're kicking ass with this case and all the others.
Well, thank you.
I'll touch base and let's back with you.
All right, man.
Keep it up. Thank you.
Have a good one. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Well, if you'd like to call in, the numbers are up on the screen there. Let's see. I'm trying to... 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho. And then this one, I just want to see if it works mathematically in here. Okay, well, it's only 13 minutes, but that's also that way. It's got to be like this. Yeah. That's 15. And then, how about if then I gotta put in, oops, and add a destination. Okay. So that's 29 minutes to do what I just showed you right there. You know what's weird is that's almost exactly, although that's a little bit north of Blaine. So what if I move this down to here? That's 30 minutes. And he left at 20. Hey, so that's almost kind of doable if you pull in there really quick and drive back out. Because look at, so this is 3 different destinations. You come from 1122 King Road at 420. You get to here, and then you would, right there, it's 450, but his phone pinged at 448. So it's really close, right? So it would just mean that you'd have to speed up some of the time. Maybe you didn't go quite to here. You stopped right there even. Let's just see what happens if I go to here, and then what is it now? Now it's 28 minutes. That's exactly 448. So man, go search right there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and his phone could have pinged up here too, or could have pinged a little bit further down that way. So it does work, you guys. Even if you drove here, and I mean, it almost fits perfectly. Look at this right now, everybody. So he leaves the house at King Road, runs up, goes this direction, comes down here, comes out at Palusa River Drive in Conestoga. Then his first move is right there. He drives here and comes down here, goes into the woods here, dumps something off up here somewhere, then comes back out the exact same way, heads down here, and guess what? It would ping right there at 448 exactly at that time. You don't think that's a little crazy? I mean, look at that. You can see it right there on the screen, 28 minutes. He leaves at 420. That's 448. And there's Blaine right there. So, hey, you guys, you just never know. Can I get a boom? Yeah. I think that one works. I didn't think it was going to, but apparently it does. And then, let's just see what happens now. I'm going to go from, let's add another destination in here. Oh, this is going to be crazy. Let's see. I'm going to say, we're going to go to, just want to see, it doesn't really go to Janice there, it's there. It's kind of like right here. All right. Then from there to Colton. Colton, Washington. So that's almost what they have, but it's not quite what theirs looks like. So that's Janice right there. It doesn't make it to Janice. It's up. Let's see. I'm looking at a different map over here. It's up higher than that. Yeah, jeez. Well, I mean, maybe that's close, but eh. Was that part of it, at least? Yeah. think that might be it. Okay, that's that part. Yeah, that should be it. All right, so then you got that, and then one 630. Well, we don't need to do that. We need to do. No, I'm just hoping this doesn't like not work. Okay, so right. All right. So there we go, everybody. That is the full route, exactly how they have it, except there's one detour over here. And we are looking at an hour and 17 minutes total time in this way. So that would put him there at, let's see. He leaves at 5:20, so it'd be 6:20, and then it'd be 6:37. And what do we have for the time up here? I think he made up 10 minutes of time though, because then it's 5:27 here. So he made up 10 minutes of time, which you can easily do in a place like this, because they just go by the speed limit. So let's say the speed limit here is 50 and he went 60. In an hour, you could make up 10 minutes, but I don't know. The 17 minutes, this may absolutely work perfectly. Also, they have it going up on this road. And maybe they're just, I don't know. You know what you'd have to do is do this in the morning at the exact time to get the how long it would take. Because right now we're at 7:40 at night where people are driving around. Pretty close, though. Pretty close. I think I'm going to have to throw myself in prison tonight, guys. Did you hear Gray? He said he's going to throw himself in prison. $480. 480, you're on.
Hey, Gray.
Hello. Who's this?
Hi, Gray. It's on the case, Jeannie.
Oh, cool.
I wanted to tell you that, you know, that 4chan post, I don't know if you've seen it, but that one with the poem and the coordinates.
The what?
It says flowers, leaves, and butterflies. Do you remember that one?
No, I don't know what you're referring. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, there was this 4chan post.
Oh, I don't even read 4chan or anything.
Well, I know, but I'm just telling you, it was so cryptic, like, I don't know, one of those weird serial killer type of freaking note, like poem things. And then at the bottom, it had coordinates, Gray.
Yeah.
And those coordinates lead to right there by that road, that Paradise Creek Road or whatever.
Oh, really?
I'm not even kidding you.
Oh, come on.
Where you mapped it
come on.
out there, and I was like,
Send me an
oh
email.
my
Send me an
God,
email of it
that's
then.
weird.
Send me an email of it then.
Okay, honey, what's your email?
It's GRAYHUZE2. So GRAY, like my name, right? And then H like Harry, and then U, Z as zebra, E, and then the number 2 at gmail.com. It's also in the chat, right?
The number 2.
Yes, GRAYHU, like Hughes phonetically spelled. So GRAYHUZE2 at gmail.com.
Okay, I'll send it to you right now.
So that's pretty weird. I'm gonna now I'm sort of more.
It's really weird, right?
That is crazy.
On it. When I seen how you had mapped it right there, I was like, oh my God.
Okay, well send
That's
it to me.
weird.
I gotta look at it.
Got it. I'm on it right now.
Well,
Thanks.
thank
Bye.
you. All right, see you. Bye. Yeah. Well, somebody asked why would I put myself in jail? Well, on this channel every single night I try to raise funds to help support the channel, and at the end of the month I donate money to charity based on 50% of the net revenue. All right, so tonight's one of those nights where, you know, for whatever reason, even with really good material, it's not happening in here. So I'm going to have to throw myself in prison. Someone help us get Gray out. Well, I'm not in prison yet, so. Yeah. Makes sense. There's a cryptic poem that gives coordinates to a place from Moscow, Idaho to Uniontown, Washington on the back roads. Why do you have a question mark on there? Nobody stated anything like that. Oh, Jessica Schubach. Listen, I'm always so mean, you know, like you throw me in prison, it's for good measure, right? I probably did something. Done super chat? What's a done? You need done super chats? What's a done super chat? Yeah, no, it bails, I'm not sure what that means. But thanks. Thank you, Southwest 4x4 Explorer. So you need done super... Is that like a slang or something? I don't know what that means. I'm just waiting for my email here. Let's see if I got it. I always like when somebody's going to send me something and other people try to beat them to it. All right, let's see. So here comes the coordinates. Let's see what happens. 46.74026 1169317 Jesus. Yes, I'm going to jail. I was thrown in there by Jessica Schubach. Thanks, Jessica Schubach. I got the coordinates. What do you mean, who got the coordinates? What are you talking about? It's just some anonymous person. Let me just see what it says. I'm not sure how to get the degree symbol. Shit. Uh-oh. I got a 0 bail. Now I'm at, I guess, +2. Thanks, Southwest 4x4 Explorer. Darn it.
No bail.
No bail. Jeez. I need the degree symbol. Thank you, Alley Cake. Billy Juliana, thank you very much. And Alley Cake. I'll eat cake. Hey, I just figured it out. I'll eat cake. Wow, I get it now. Okay, I'm gonna look for the file. Gonna need that soap on a rope too. Don't forget that. Look for a file in the cake. I just get it, man. I'll eat cake. Come on. Isn't that what it meant the whole time? I just realized that's what it means, isn't it? I finally get it.
Chewbacca? I'll be Chewbacca.
Hey, thank you, Miranda Lee,
Look for a file in the cake.
who said, for kindness classes to help you for being so mean. Yep. That's what they say out there, that I'm so mean. That's so funny. Did anybody else figure that out that whole time? That I'll eat cake meant like I'll eat cake? Man, how many years has it been now? I think it's been like 4 years and I finally figured it out.
Bail money.
Anyways, thank you for bailing me the hell out of here. Yeah, I like, you know what I like? Chocolate cake. That's it, man. You don't need all the other stuff on it. Just chocolate cake. Thank you, Southwest Border Rebellion, Rebecca N, and John Dunn, the legend.
Chewbacca?
John Dunn did it. And here's for some soap on a rope. Best to just not drop it, though. Yeah, that's probably true. Definitely wouldn't want to even have to bend over at any point in a prison shower, you know what I'm saying?
Nacho bail money. No cheese.
Chewbacca?
I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
And here's some soap on the road.
Makeshift
Best
shank.
not drop it though.
Wow.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, let's, what are we going to do with that one? I'm in the prison with Coburger. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, chocolate cake's good shit. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for bailing me the hell out. Okay, I'm trying to... I got to get this little... what do you call these things? I think it was north. Trying to get the coordinates out of here. And then this is west. Is that going to work? Oh, it did. Here we go. We're going into this area. That's way out there. It's not really near there. Right, type it in right there. 46.74026 north. 116.93170 west. Yeah, that's not... Come on, that's not near here. I thought you were going to be like right there or something. It's right there. It's off of Robinson Park Road. It's in the same country, though. Yeah, it's on the same planet. We got that right. I mean, it's the same general distance outside of the the circle here, the big one. Yeah, no, it's still the same spot there. I got the coordinates right. Here's a sight to soothe your eyes, a mini forest outside your home. You might even find a gnome. Oh, look at that crazy little impression right there. I don't know what happened there. You guys want to see something really amazing here? Look how amazingly pretty this site is right here. Watch. Look at this. Man, that is just... Can you imagine just getting your drone and just going... just out there, over that area there? So that's right on the edge of that forest. So that's right here, and you know, this is the area that I was thinking about. But. So let's see. Yeah. So that was 10 minutes. So 18 minutes. So he definitely made up some time after that. I wonder what the speed limit is right here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, see this road right here, they probably calculate it slowly. So if you just go a little bit quicker on it, you could get across that. Let's see what it says on this side here. You could make up a lot of time on that. And then he comes out right through there. I don't think he left it on purpose. I guess it's possible, though, if you believe that somebody would leave a signature and he was going to continue to leave sheaths at various crime scenes. I mean, then that would be intentional. But he never made it to the second crime scene. Yeah, so those coordinates took me up to a completely different area up here. Alright, so these are a different set of coordinates somebody sent. But I mean, why are people sending different coordinates? I mean, alright, what did he send? Alright. So let me compare these. 4680722. Yeah, so people sent me two different sets of coordinates. And it doesn't make any sense. There wouldn't be any time at all to go up to this one and then be down here, unless you put them up there later at a different time. So, where did you get those coordinates, Andrew? Right, Ray, right. What about the will-o-wisps? I think those might be in existence over there, next to the orcs and cave trolls. Just pulled them out of my bum. Jeez. KB, wow. K-bar, BK, wow. Oh my god. There's gotta be something. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Yeah, Ray. I love cake. Jeez. Hey, Lily, I don't care if you don't like it or not. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. Let's see. Mel's Diner, maybe. But that was his motivation or something else. You should go watch a different show, Lily. That one that has, better music for you. Yeah, I won't be changing it. So. Yeah, me too, Gummo. Why, Moofies? Why would you be suspicious of his professor? That's crazy. Hey, what's going on? Genesis Depona. He's in the chat. What's going on, man? He's right there. See? Right there, look. Oh. That's one of the step kids. Finally coming over to the U.S. right there. All right. Give a welcome to G Depona up there. Pretty sweet, huh? Greg McNeely. Is Gray conflating the two road trips? No, I'm not. I'm not conflating anything, Greg. You're just not paying attention. Yeah. No, I'm not conflating them at all. They're two different trips. Sorry for your confusion. Let's see. Hey, look at all those people saying hello. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, we all went out to breakfast this morning with mom and dad, and their step grandparents, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. And there's also a Gabby Depona out there too. Gabby, hey, what's going on? He's the other one. He didn't type in. He's more shy than the other one. They're both not shy, but he's a little bit more. Has he ever watched? I think they've seen it before. Yeah, Lively, we sure can, but there's no reason to even mention it because nobody cares what your opinion is on the music. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're just saying it to be argumentative and sort of aggravating and just sort of trying to, what do you call it, like baiting and challenging. There's no reason to type in, I can't stand this music. Okay, it's just you being rude, and that's the truth, and you can do with that whatever the hell you want to do with it. Yeah. And then a passive aggressive reply back. We can agree to disagree, right? Right. Well, I don't know how to get them memberships. Yeah, you don't like it? Yeah. I haven't seen him comment again, but right, it's so easy to just mute it. It's like it's not even. Possible. Brian did dump the stuff at the university that he would have industrial. Yeah, we already went through this whole thing up here. So whoever typed it in a minute, Gregory or whatever the hell his name is. Yeah, I'm not conflating anything. At 4:20, he leaves here. Leaves the 1122 King Road address. He makes it right here about 4:24-ish. And it only takes 11 minutes total to drive from the residence to Blaine, just west of Blaine here. 10 minutes to there, 12, 13 to here. The phone pinged in this area. And it should have been there at 4, based on leaving at 4:20, he should have been in that area by 4:31. But he wasn't. The phone pinged in that area at 4:48, so there's 17 minutes of missing time there. Okay, so yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, so here's that portion right here in the document, just to further illustrate it. See, he should have been there at 4:31, right here, or let's just say between 4:30 and 4:35. Right here, the 8458 phone, Coburger's phone, does not report to the network again until approximately 4:48 a.m., at which time it's utilized the cellular resources that provide coverage to Idaho State Highway 95. Of Moscow, and this is AM, right? So this can't be the other trip because that was 5:30 in the evening, right? So it was 4:48, at which time it utilized cellular resources that provide coverage to Idaho State Highway 95, south of Moscow, Idaho, near Blaine. So there is missing time here. There's no doubt about it. So no, I'm not conflating the two. All right, 856. What's going on?
Hey, Gray, how you doing?
Hey, it's Lillian. What's going on?
What's on? Nothing much. Just listening to my body and getting better. So, Gray, I think you're on it with this spot that you with the mapping, and the people say, well, what's so important about the 17 minutes? Well, to me, it's very important because it's time that's not accounted for after he left 22, is it? So to me, he
11:20.
11:20. Okay. So to me, it's very possible he could have. I don't know. I think he would have been in such a frenzy once he exited that house. I don't know if he would have just taken whatever he had on, put him in a bag, but I don't know if he would have done that. I think, my opinion, he was in such a frenzy because, to go in there with all those cars there, then he sees a guy there that maybe he wasn't expecting, and then he left the sheet, and he might not have known it right then and there, but as he went on, he was like, probably, oh my God. So I don't think he would have changed clothes right then and there. I think he got the hell out of there as quickly as he could. And then along that way, that 17 minutes is where he...
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing, too, is like when they say like he's speeding away, I think that was my counter to him stopping and putting stuff into a bag, because if he was in that kind of a hurry where he's speeding away and just like, it doesn't, it's kind of like you're a little bit nervous about something. Are you really going to spend time taking your clothes off, putting it in a bag, and then getting in your car?
Yeah, so. I don't think so, Greg. That's just that I would have wanted to get out. I would have wanted to get out of Dodge as fast as possible. And so that 17 minutes to me, and how you're showing it, and the timing, it was definitely doable. And then he was probably freaking out because maybe by then he realized, where is the sheath to the knife? Oh, he didn't have it. And so he had a lot to worry about at that point. And then, going back the next day, went back, probably just wanted to see cops there yet, and then left. So, I mean, I think you're on it there in that location, because he's not going to drive in a location leaving there maybe where he thinks, because he didn't know when they would be found. They could have been found shortly after he left, cops looking. So he wanted to go get out of there in a route that was not on the main drag. So And then when he went back there at 9 or 9:30,
he might not have turned south on 95. He could have just driven down Palooza River Drive and then down Paradise Ridge Road or something. And then went
think
to
about it. If he was Gray, if he was checking on these kids and following them since August, like another caller or another freak said in chat here, he probably checked it out because he obviously had this in his mind. And for somebody to do it with all those cars parked there, and you don't know who's there, who isn't there, and you're going in there with, at least maybe 5 females, and there's one more male there. So I'm telling you, he was hell-bent on doing what he wanted to do. So I hope that's really all that I have to say, except hello to all the freaks. And I did send a little, got on that PayPal wave.
I saw it. Thank you.
I hope you got it.
I just saw it. Thank you.
Oh, did you? Okay, yeah. Nancy works that. I don't really do it. She does it. So that's really all I have to say.
It's good to hear you, though. How are you feeling, by the way?
You know what, Gray? I'm feeling better. I went to the doctor's the other day. I don't know if I told you, but he was very, very happy with my progress. And I have 2.5 more weeks of therapy, and then I will be
running laps at the track.
I'll be going up mountains and all kinds, skiing and all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah.
No, but seriously, I'm doing much better. Therefore, why I thought I'm going backwards, but I had a excellent nurse because she had it, so I'm doing well, but I'm still Gray, tired as I can be. That's why I can't hang all night with you. I get so tired, and I feel like, what? Because I don't sleep right because I'm uncomfortable. So if I feel like I'm too tired, I'm going to go to sleep. I can't push it, so I get off and try to lay down. And but I'll be back. That'll come back. So
what is it? What does it feel like how does it move? Does it move normally, or does it? You got to get used to it?
You know what? He examined me, had me walk. But I'll tell you what, Gray. Here's the thing, though. I'm allowed to lay on that side, my right side. Mm-hmm. But it's the weirdest thing. If you don't get the right spot, you can sort of feel the hardware. I don't know how else to explain it. Something's in there. And I asked him, I said, hey, Doc, what's in there? He said, well, you got some cement in there. And I had to do all this because the long femur bent wouldn't help. So it's all up and down the side, which you could barely see. He said because he did such a good job, but it's there. I have titanium, ceramic. What else, Stan? Cement. I said
Cement.
That. Plastic. So I got it all. But other than when you lay on it, you do feel like, what is that?
But like when you're walking around, though, does it feel normal when it swings?
Yeah, it does. It does feel normal, except I still got a little hitch in my giddy up, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. I got a little limp, and that's only because he said it's going to take about 6 months to get back to where you're feeling completely normal. But he said, I can't believe, look at you after 6 weeks.
Could you hear that? That's your bionic.
Because I went in there with no cane.
That was your bionic. Listen to that. One more time.
There you go.
Remember that?
Yes,
oh, God.
There you go. Woo. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know what I think it is, Gray? Anybody who has any kind of a knee replacement or anything, I think we all have in our mind, I'm going to break this thing or I'm going to pop it if I do something wrong. Mm-hmm. So I think you're sort of like, in the back of your mind, you're kind of babying it a little bit. But I walk Stevie now. I can walk him. And so I'm really doing well, and I thank all you guys for, saying little extra prayers because I'm such a little sis with that kind of stuff. But he said I did really well as a patient, and first time for everything. But anybody that needs it done, do it. You'll be better for it. Not in the beginning. You'll think, why did I do this? But as time goes on, you'll realize it had to be done, and you'll be better for it. So listen, good talking to you, Greg. Keep up the excellent work.
Well, thank you.
And if you see me leaving early, don't think it's the content. It's just that I have to get the rest when I have to.
Yeah.
And usually I'm the last one. I'll wait till the last horn blows before I sign off, but I'm a little more tired out now than usual. So to all the freaks in there, I love yous, and I hope anybody that's dealing with anything, I'm sending prayers to all of you. And you take care, Gray, and I'll be calling you again.
All right. Well, it's always good having you call in, so thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks, Gray.
Have a good one. Bye. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Lillian. With the bionic hip. Do you guys hear that? Listen to that one more time. Wow. That's amazing. You. Good stuff. Yeah, it's bionics. Yeah, people just keep sending GPS coordinates. Somebody sends me a picture of like a bloody pillow and stuff, and where does this stuff come from? Nobody has any idea where these pictures come from. People just think that they're real. I no idea. Yeah, and then these coordinates, they don't really make sense to me. Let me try this one. 46. Yeah, that doesn't work. I'll have to check it out later. I mean, if he was smart criminal, he would turn his phones on in areas far apart to make it look like he's in those general areas, but then actually hide the item somewhere else completely. But in this case, it has to be this, because his phone pinged there, and this is the route they believe he took, and then he drove back up home, and he got home exactly around the right amount of time, like 5:25-ish. 5:27, probably got home at 5:32, 5:31 maybe. Well, actually probably closer to 5:30. Yep, Bionic Lillian. Maybe let's make it like a shorter type of night. I gotta finish this video, and then tomorrow, because I gotta get it done tomorrow before I record the Murdoch. Alec Murdoch. Well, it's sure not Murdoch now. It's Murdoch. I gotta record that, and there's nobody on hold or anything like that. But I want to get done with this video so I can get it out there. About 7 minutes into the audio, I'm just kind of watching my segments and then talking about it, put it there, and then move on to the next one. I have the affidavit almost memorized, though, in terms of, I mean, it's such a huge moment down there in Albertson, at the Albertsons, don't you think? Hey, thanks. Kit Kat. because the Albertsons area down there linked the suspect vehicle 1 to Coburger's phone and the physical person of Bryan Kohberger on the same day of the murders at 1 o'clock. I mean, that's pretty interesting. He should never have turned his phone on at all at any time during the murder hours, you know, like on the way back home, any of that stuff. Never should have turned it on. But hey, glad he did. It was 40 miles. What do you mean, did anybody calculate? It doesn't really matter the miles, it's the amount of time. You should have left it at home and on a running air, something. Yeah, you like it in here? Hawaiian iceberg? Wow, it's weird. You're listen to this comment. I didn't know channels like this existed. I'm so taken back. It's hard to explain. Awesome community. Yeah, so if that's over the top and sarcastic, then, you know, whatever. But if you're not, then wow, that's so cool, because that's the exact opposite that you hear out there. But sometimes, a while back I was reading on one of the troll channels how they would say that they would come in here and pretend how great it was and everything like that, over the top, so that I would respond to it. Okay, so now I just don't really know what if anybody's saying anything that's legitimate or not. So another reporter and I, who are true crime fanatics, are working to put together a cold case to compile links. I don't like the links part. I like to look stuff up on my own. You know? So if you just give me the name of the case, then I'll look it up. It could be real, but, you know, I'm just saying, I saw that their comments would be, it would sound we'll do it over the top, and then Gray will comment, and then we'll just think it's really funny. Yeah, hopefully it's serious. That'd be cool. I mean, you know, every once in a while there's people that actually like what we're doing here, but sometimes it's not. Oh. 99 cents. Oh, $99. Oh, yeah, that would have been. No, you didn't offend anybody, Hawaiian Iceberg. I'm just saying there's people out there that were saying that they were going to type in really positive things like that intentionally so that I'll comment and they'll get a big giggle out of it. So I don't know anymore who's serious or anything like that. That's what I'm saying. So we don't know, okay? Never seen you before, and you know, yeah, they are nice people in here, that's for sure. Well, thanks, Hungry Helmet. I guess I'll just have to err on the side of believing the compliments. It doesn't hurt, right? I don't think he's going to kill himself. I think he really, you know what I think? I think he wants to tell his story. At some point he wants people to know, oh man, look what except he might not, because he screwed up. It's not like something he got away with for 10 years and he really wants people to know how it was, and you know. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Mel Bell. Yeah, I got about 7 or 8 minutes recorded. I think I know a better way to do it, though. I'm just going to watch each segment, speak for a little bit about it. And it was interesting how that made up the 7 minutes, but then I think what it was is after when you put all the different directions in it, it added time to it, because that didn't make any sense. Now this distance right here is 38 miles. And that is from Coburger's house, not Coburger's house, the murder scene to right there, and he lives up here, so probably, you know, 39-mile drive, something like that. Hey, we got 10 more subs back. That's pretty cool. So what do you guys think? Don't you think it's there? It almost seems likely, I mean, like extremely likely, that he did something. There's too much missing time here, that he did something. Pulled over somewhere. Maybe at that point is when he put his stuff in a bag and he still took it with him. I don't know. But at some point during that early morning hour, around, you know, 4:15 to 4:20 something, he's doing, or not 4:20, no, not 4:15, 4:20, let's see, so it'll be 4:20, about 4:26 to about 4:35, he's doing something with the bloody knife and bloody clothing. Has to be. I mean, what else would you be doing? He's trying to get home, but he's doing it in a way that it's not a straight line because, you know, he doesn't want to drive on the main streets, so he goes through the back ways, both ways, to get home. I mean, like, when he gets there, I don't think he went straight this way to get to, wrong town. Right here, from Pullman to Moscow. I think he drove down like this or something and came in. And that's why he kind of comes in on this lower route. So I think it's possible he came in like this, whatever road this is right here, and out to, so like in Busby here, he takes a left, comes down, and then works his way up. Again, I think it's like this, and then up into here, puts himself right on this road, and then comes up around like this, and around by where that camera was, and then up and around. I mean, he's all over the place. That part of it to me is interesting. Hey, thanks, Nature Lover. That part's interesting to me. What do you guys think? In all his stalking, he forgot to look for cameras on houses. Yeah, and some places they didn't have them on his early stalking. You know, I haven't seen hold on, forgot their name. One of the mods in a long time. So long I forgot the name. Well, I think the motive is just him wanting to kill people, you know? It's not one that you go look at and go, oh, that makes sense, because it doesn't. You know, he could be an incel type, hating, you know, good-looking young, you know, women that would always reject him, and he killed them. But either way, it's just him wanting to kill people. That's the answer. It isn't something like, well, they owed him money, so, or they were mean to him one time. It's none of that stuff. I think everyone needs to stop being so mean to Gray. I know, isn't that right? You guys are so mean. Maybe I'll throw the chat in jail. Yeah, what was the theory, Cher? I bet you I won't think it's a good one. Go ahead, though. Type it in. Or why don't you call in with the theory? The number's up on the top there. Most of the time when people go, oh, I heard this great theory, when I hear it, I go, oh, Jesus. And not because, oh, it didn't match your theory, Gray, therefore it's not good. No, what it really is when you hear it, it doesn't encompass all the facts of the case, and then it just dwindles and it just goes, ooh. As soon as a fact is not accounted for in the theory or used or a fact is ignored, then I immediately don't assign it as much. Like you did with it wasn't social media, Gray, in the Delphi case? Well, yeah, because the fact was law enforcement told people there was no social media. I don't know, but yeah, pineapple is good. Well, where's the theory? I haven't seen it yet. I mean, why even mention you saw a really good theory unless you type it in or you call in to tell people about it? It's like, what's the point of that? Hmm? I'm just reading. I go live every single day on this channel. I don't believe that at all, silly pizza. Yeah. That's silly, pizza. 773, you're on.
Hi, this is Cheryl.
Are you the one with the theory?
Turn my computer down.
Are you the one?
Yes.
Okay, you're the one that
How
heard
are
a
you?
theory. Oh, pretty good.
Hi everybody. Okay, so I was looking on YouTube,
Oh,
and I
boy.
heard this lady with her theory.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, go
She
ahead.
said that. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so she had said that she believes that Maddie was the target,
Mm-hmm.
and that Kaylee had walked in on it. Just bear with me here. Kaylee had walked in on it,
Yeah.
left the dog in the room,
Yeah.
got attacked. So he had that fluster because that didn't go as planned.
Mm.
And what I honestly think is I know that the two heard something downstairs, meaning Xana. I don't even want to say Ethan because I'm not sure if he's awake. He possibly could have.
Well, do you think he'd be awake
You
because
know,
he just got a door? You think he'd be awake because he just got a DoorDash meal? She did.
Well, that's Xana. I don't know if he's awake. But let's
Well,
just
right,
say,
but why
you
wouldn't
know,
he be
think
awake?
about it.
She seems like she's awake getting a DoorDash. Like he would be awake too, and he's
Well,
going to be
Xana's
leaving.
awake, but I don't know if Ethan's awake.
Right, but I mean, don't you
I
think
don't
it's
know.
more
But
likely
think
that he's
about it.
awake? Yeah.
I mean, I've had a dog in my house. You've probably owned dogs.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a cluster
Well, I do own dogs.
and damage get done in your house, that dog's going to bark.
Nah.
That dog is going to bark. That dog will bark. And
Yeah. Maybe not a
There's
puppy
no way
though
that-
that's used to people being in there. See, whenever you say
I
stuff
think
like
because
"there's no way this" and you're certain of this and that, that's when I lose interest. Because you just said you're certain that
What is
Ethan
that?
was sleeping, and you're certain the dog would have barked at an attack,
No,
and
no,
you're certain.
wait.
Yeah.
I know you hear so much garbage, and I know you hear Pat. It's just that, I mean, there's some certain things that I do believe, and I understand it's not possibly factual, but I try to think like somebody that would get away with hiding shit like you had. Excuse me for my language.
Well, the first
I
part of
think
the
he
story
actually-
we've said before on here is that maybe he went into attack Madison, and then she came over because she heard the noise. But, you know, then you have the father thinking that Kaylee was the target.
And then,
you know, so it's all weird. You know,
no,
who
I
knows?
think Maddie was the target. And I think that because she walked in on it, Kaylee, and then that's why she got it, a more brutal slaying. I'm sorry, excuse me, and I'm trying not to walk on anybody's toes here. I know it's a sensitive topic, but she was.
Well, no, but we don't have trigger warnings. We don't have trigger warnings and little bunnies that we hold up on this channel. We
okay,
just
good. Okay,
on this
all
channel
right.
we just talk because it's
All
a
right.
true crime channel. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I believe that he was flustered, and he didn't. I don't believe that all of them were the target. I believe Maddie was the target. And that's what I believe. And when this one put this theory out, it sounded like it sounded like it worked. Like he didn't mean. I think he got walked in at too many times, meaning that the people downstairs heard it after Kaylee got it, and then he had to go take care of those two.
Yeah.
And I think that he buried a weapon. I really do, because, you know, I was talking with my husband. He says, well, you know, so many people throw stuff in a river. And you know that Snake River down there, all right? Right there by the dock, or where that jewel is, Lewiston or whatever. But I think that he had pre-dug holes. He had pre-dug them, and all you have to do is go down that, what you're talking about now, like down there when he took that 4-hour mark that's missing in the evening, and possibly right after the attack. You'd think he'd want to get rid of it, but I just think that he had holes dug.
Yeah. Well, I mean
you're out there in
there's no evidence that he had holes dug, but yeah, I mean, I always say that if people just dig a little narrow hole, you dig a really narrow hole, and you put the knife and any items in it and fill it up with dirt, put a rock over it, and make it look really natural with bushes and shit, nobody's ever going to find it.
You got tons of field. You got tons of field out there. Tons of field.
Yeah.
No farmer's going to look out on all their acreage and see a hole dug. And you've got farms away from the road, and they're just, you know, just in the dark, open the car door, take a shovel. It's just, because it's not, I don't think it would be in the water. It's too easy for them to go in there and dive and get the knife. Or whatever weapon.
Yeah.
And then my husband,
yeah, putting it in the water doesn't make any sense. Water is too cliche, and there isn't really a lot of water places out there. So, you know, it's like, wow, they would look right in the one that he might have thrown it in.
That's why I think he buried it.
Yeah, I mean, but I thought you were calling to give somebody else's theory that you heard. All your other stuff is just
the theory.
Same
the theory
speculation everybody else makes. Yeah.
I apologize, but the theory that she had said, which was speculation, she said Maddie, and then Kaylee walked in on him with Maddie, and she was in her other room sleeping. The dog was in there. And then the two downstairs heard it. And then they booked to go in the room, and that's when a fight started. But that dog was going nuts. And
well, it went nuts later in the evening. It wasn't like, it's weird how it only started barking at around 4:17. So, I mean, who knows what that means. Yeah.
I always wondered, Ray, why the father, Stephen, had said he didn't have to go upstairs. That always kind of like stuck with me. I don't know what that means.
That
what? And I just didn't want to tell you this. What's that?
What was the part that stuck with you?
What?
No, never mind. Never mind. It's getting too complicated.
All right. One more thing really quick. I know you're busy. Is my husband, when he got his K-bar issued to him in the Marine Corps, he's never seen a leather sheath that went to a K-bar. They're given a plastic sheath.
Yeah, maybe in the military, yeah. But you can definitely see the leather ones that you can buy out there. So, all right.
So I'm not sure if it's, I just, too many, there's a lot of goofy people out here having, off-the-wall things. I don't think it's drugs. when I heard that whole scenario that was, spread all over the internet, I was so upset because it seemed like somebody working for the defense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how any person would go and clean up dope at a quadruple murder scene.
Yeah,
I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot
yeah.
pole
None
from
of that stuff is. I mean, I don't talk about those things because it's absolutely irrelevant to the case. Those things are just dumb side stories that people bring up, and they want everybody to be interested in them. And I'm just not one of those.
But it's
people,
so crazy.
But let me. I got to get these other ones. You got the theory in there. I mean, that's one that that theory is not.
I'll type it out.
That theory isn't uncommon. We've all speculated on all those things that. Oh yeah, they went upstairs, went to Madison's room first, and then Kaylee came in, interrupted, and I said maybe you heard. I'm in the middle of speaking here, and then when when Madison was being attacked. Kaylee comes in, and that's why her wounds are different, because she actually fought with Coburger, and so her wounds are different. So it looks like she was a target. Then people hear the noise, somebody's here maybe, and then they go downstairs. Coburger goes downstairs and attacks Zena first, or maybe it doesn't. We don't know what order, but kills both of them. Then exits out the kitchen door, and that's been said a million times. Right. Then there's the other story where. The girls were both on the same bed together because they were texting Kaylee's boyfriend anyways, not long before, just texting, and they're just hanging out on the same bed, just sleeping in there. And then, so he goes up and kills both of them at the same time. And then he goes downstairs and maybe there was noise, or he came in and killed Zena and, Ethan were first. Because maybe when he came in, she was in the kitchen. Perhaps there's all kinds of different things.
I've thought of that too. Now, will the knife get duller? Yeah. And I know this. My mom was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I was told by the cops and everything that the tips and things get duller because it's not actually easy to go into bone and tissue and muscle. I'm wondering if what was my point of it? Oh, on the autopsy, it says different findings on the victims. One says stab wounds, one says sharp object. Ethan says multiple sharp force injuries.
Yeah. I don't know where we're going here, but what are you wondering about? Go ahead.
Order.
Yeah, so that's not gonna really help the order thinking about that. But I got to get these other two calls. Sorry to hear about your mom. That sucks.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Keep up the good work, and thank you for listening.
All right, thanks.
Okay,
Bye.
I'll be.
All right, let's see. 561, you're on.
Hi there, Gray. I just wanted to get your view on something.
Oh yeah, what's that?
This guy took off from his house at 2:47 in the morning to set out for this house.
Uh-huh.
And then when he gets there, there's a whole bunch of cars there and everything. But doesn't it make more sense that this is like a drug-related matter?
Uh-uh.
Why would he set off at 2:47 if it was like he hated girls?
Oh, because it's on a college campus, and he already been there and scouted the place out a few different times and had them in his sights, and then he executed his plan. There's no drug.
Okay.
There's no drug. I mean, if there's a drug connection here, I'll be shocked out of my mind. This is absolutely doesn't feel that way. There's nothing about it that those kids are all really good students, hard workers. It's not like it's a big drug dealing house, where they're. It just doesn't make any sense. There's none of that information. You only hear about that kind of stuff on the crazy, wacko social media sites out there and various YouTubers. I mean, what makes you think that there's a big drug? Who?
Coburger.
Okay, but what does that have to do with them?
You don't think that there's a possibility that one of those six could be a drug dealer or a drug buyer?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But when you say a possibility, I mean, sure, 1 in a trillion chance, but no, I don't think so at all. Okay, and I'm not even willing to discuss it. So have a good evening. All right, gonna remove that one, and let's see, what do we got the next one here? He's just nuts. 618. You're on.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, it's Brianna.
What's going on?
I'm not a troll, and I don't think that it was a drug den. I think maybe they smoked pot.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading the chat, and I'm like, what on earth am I missing?
There's
in
so many,
these phone
like, look at
calls?
all these people going, yes, it is drug related. I was watching this one channel, and I think it's... Look at it's ridiculous, all right?
And then I saw someone say that visual snow comes from LSD, and it's like, well, I will tell my visual snow that I've never done LSD, and then it'll just go away then.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, mine comes from my migraine. So, anyway.
Well, when you say visual snow, I wonder if that's what I get. I mean, see, the thing is, it's only like maybe twice a year, but all of a sudden I'll sit there and I'll close my eyes and I see this little lightning thing that's starting on a corner, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it's sort of like this big jaggedy, sort of looks like a lightning bolt, but it's in both eyes, so then I knew it was in my brain. It wasn't the eye itself. It kind of freaked me out, but then you take ibuprofen, then maybe 35 minutes later it kind of fades away too. That similar?
That sounds like an actual like oral migraine.
Well, that's what it. Yeah,
mine,
that's what it is. Yeah,
mine looks like it makes my vision look like snow on a television.
Oh, really? Where?
It actually, yeah, I get the just tons and tons of little bright flashing lights.
Mm-hmm.
And it's telling me I'm going to get a migraine. So along the same lines,
Chris, it's not a floater.
Way worse. Like I can't see anything.
Yeah, I've had the float. Somebody said, "Hey, Gray, I think it's a floater." No, it's not. I've had floaters. Those are when you get older, little things float around.
Yeah,
this is totally different. Actually, this little lightning bolt starts small, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it actually blocks out part of your vision. And then you end up, then it goes away. You take like 4 ibuprofens, and like 35 minutes later it goes away. And then you end up having like a headache for a little bit of time, and then things get better. I've had floaters before too, though. Those are different.
So I got all that getting old stuff, all of it. Now, the theory I said that I had heard that I thought was dumb, I wanted to tell you because it's so dumb, is people thinking that he wanted the murder to be his dissertation. I mean, did they honestly think he was going to be able to turn it in?
Yeah. I don't know what he was going to do with it. I mean, I don't really know if that's what he was going to write. Like, it was his research paper. I mean, it just seems...
Right. Like, this is his doctoral dissertation. I murdered 4 people, and here's how I got away with it. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't be dumb enough to think that he could, but... Like, I mean, that's just like beyond dumb. I mean, he has.
Well, I think what's dumb. Well, the thing that always seems so dumb about him to me is how he would turn his cell phone on just when he was outside of various crime scene areas, instead of like leaving it off forever, basically. Like he leaves his house and then 2 minutes later turns it on when he's not at his house, and then he turns it off just before going into Moscow or something. And then keeps it off while he's in there. It's weird. You know?
Taking it all was stupid. If he had any brains at all, what he's done is left it on and left it on his dresser.
Yeah.
So then he never left his apartment.
Right. Just leave it at home, and and also if he'd use somebody else's vehicle.
Right.
But maybe he thought he was going to be smart because hey, I'll just order new plates and I got to get those anyways. So.
Such an idiot. Now, here's my question, though. Speaking of idiots, thank God he did, but he's been stalking this house for, at this point, at least 3 months. He knows that Bethany and Dylan are there. Why did he leave without looking for them? Thank God he did. And I know this is pure speculation. There's no way in hell we can get into his mind. But why did he leave without looking for Bethany and Dylan?
Well, I think there was just too much noise made with the dog barking. You got somebody, whining or whatever. What was the term? I can't remember what
the whimper.
Yeah, whimpering sounds. A lot of noise happened. Thud sounds, and he just wants to get the hell out of there. I mean, that's why he sped away. I mean, him speeding away should tell everybody why he didn't attack Bethany or, either one of the other two girls, right? Because it's like he was trying to get the hell out of there now. And like originally, he may have just went in there to do one, but now he's killed 4 people. But I actually think he went there to kill all 5 of the girls that were in that house. But then he didn't have time now because it was too noisy. He got out of there.
Thank God that he left them alone. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, Dylan must have been absolutely freaked out. That's what I was telling people. Like even before it was confirmed she was in that room, I watched somebody else. I was thinking maybe she was in that room, and then somebody else seemed to confirm it, and then it really was that she was in that room on the probable cause. And when I remember talking about when she was in that room, how freaky that would be being in that room, because that room you can hear everything. You're right below Kaylee and where Madison were. You're sort of like half below the bathroom and the room at the same time. And then you've got, you're right there in the hallway to the kitchen, and the living room's right there, just feet away from Zena's room. So she heard everything. It's way worse.
Literally
I guarantee it that probable cause doesn't have anything on it compared to the realities that she heard. Everything was absolutely petrified, just sat in her room, not wanting to make a noise. But she did look out one time, and then she stayed still. And then after that, after she knew the person had left, she didn't want to make another noise because she wasn't really sure, right, that he left. So she shut her door, probably locked it, and then sat there just stone cold fear throughout the rest of the night.
I cannot imagine myself in her position. I would have been a fetal ball in the back of my closet, and I don't think I would have known how much time passed.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I would have just been sitting there waiting for him to break down my door. Yeah. I can't imagine being in her shoes. And thank you, Gray, for not letting people get away with harping on those 2 girls, because especially Dylan has been through more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
And she just does not need more.
No, it's definitely does not. So
no.
Well, hey.
And she's gonna be the nail in his coffin at his trial. She is going to be the one that sends him away.
Yeah. I don't think the Funk. I forgot her first name. Bethany Funk. I don't think
Bethany.
I just said that. I don't think she would have actually. I think she may have heard some stuff, but it wouldn't be anywhere near, because she's over in a room that's really just below the TV in the living room. So she could hear some stuff, but it wouldn't be anywhere near as loud and just right in your face as Dylan Mortensen.
Yeah.
Actually,
and even if Dylan had the presence of mind to text her, it would have been lock your door and stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Just
right.
Doing what she could to keep her safe.
Yep.
And just, and they're both so young. Oh my God.
Right.
I mean, I've got kids their age. I can't imagine my daughter in that position. I can't. I can't.
No, it's. You just picture back in college and just thinking, you're living in off campus or even in a dorm room, and then imagining 4 of your buddies being stabbed to death right down the hall or something. It's creepy.
I lived off campus, and we got woke up one morning by the police because there was a dead guy in our front yard. I mean, that was scary enough. So, and we all slept through it. We had no idea what the hell was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it was terrifying.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Well, hey.
Long time ago.
Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
All right. You guys have a great night. Love you,
too.
freaks.
All right, freaks. All right, see you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, well, I'm going to turn this off now. Thanks, everybody who called in, other than the crazy, wild speculation theory people. And thank you to Kathy Friedmaker. We won't be able to do a spin tonight, but thanks to Kathy Friedmaker, Linda T, Donna D, Heaven Stars, Candace Hill, Sarah Scott, Woobles, or that's a Megazoid for 15 months, Stacy on the case, 16 months, Kit Kat, K-Me, Doohickey, Shelly Ann, Ollie Cake, Maria Mrs. the South, LMM, Lanky Tor, Susan Smith, Being Nancy, Susan Smith, Ashy Snow, Jessica Schubach, Ashy Snow again, Scoutin' Dude. What's going on, man? Yeah. I think I gotta put that name in there. I didn't think I saw that. For next time. And then Mary Anderson, SW4x4 Explorer, SW4x4 Explorer, Billy Juliana, Allie Cake, John Dunn, K-Me, Miranda Lee, Doohickey, Southwest Border Rebellion, Rebecca N, John Dunn, Zozo, Heaven Stars, Piney Palace, Kit Kat, Mel Bell, Nature Lover, Doohickey, and there you go. Also, thanks to the new channel members out there. Appreciate it. I think there was Sage Lake. The other ones didn't seem to pop in there for some reason. Oh yeah, Donna Brimmer. Oh, and Sarah Scott and I can't see the other one. Hey, thanks, Carrie Lee, for the comment there. All right, well, here's what I'll do tonight. I'll spin for a notebook, all right? So here we go. And that's it. Oh yeah, and also thank you to Lillian and also to Tosh, thank you so much, and Your Gypsy from earlier. Can't see it. I'm trying to put the names in here. All right. Guys, here comes this is for the notebook. Here we go. Welcome, Karen D. nature lover. All right, there you go. And they're pretty sweet notebooks too. This is it right here. Boom. It's got you even have a pen that goes in there. There's a red one and a black freak pen that goes right into the slot on the side there, so it looks like this. I spilled something on this one, sorry about that. But anyways, then it even has this little like strap that you put on it. So there you go. That's why I'm using it, because I spilled something. Well, there you won tonight, nature lover. You won tonight. And thanks for all the new channel members. And I don't know, it's hard to like entertain a lot of the stuff in this case that is just so out there. You know, like, ooh, it's a big drug deal, and what's the drug angle on this? It's crazy. He's over there to kill people for drugs? No. Doesn't it make you realize that it's not that once you realize he studied under a serial killer expert and then goes, I mean, come on, Jesus. It's pretty obvious. Now watch, it'll turn out. You know, then there's people out there that go, oh, he was set up. Really? How'd that happen? Somebody stole his car and his phone and then said, hey, why don't you take a trip down to Albertsons and then turn your phone off for a few hours? All right, everybody, thank you all for being here tonight. I got to work on this video here, so thank you, and I appreciate all the support. And yes, we got in 2 days from now is the final day of the month. Hopefully, I'm trying to. Last year at the same month, we were only able to give $3,000 out of the income, but this month I've already done $3,000, and so the end of the month, hoping to do another 3 or 4 for sure. That would be a much better start than last year. However, without the big cases coming, I can see the months following being nowhere near anywhere like the last 4 months have been. This month was really great, and then the last half of the month dropped down once I quit covering every single day the Idaho 4 case. So it sucks that YouTube sets it up that way, where you're rewarded for covering the same damn thing over and over and over again, and as soon as you touch something else, it just goes. Yeah, it's not good. It's lame. So. Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a...
What happened to the music, Ray?
I don't know. I think it's trying to connect to the drive.
I have not seen one person.
Oh, there it is. Hey.
And tomorrow we'll be doing
dissector, projector. I'm a certified
Alex Murdoch trial again.
Gonna get you on a stretcher.
It's a house.
Play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gregor's gonna give another lecture.
Alec Murdoch. My name is Murdoch.
And I'm always gonna be a part.
My name is Murdoch. Murdoch.
Interceptor.
What?
And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With
all respect, y'all.
Just remember, I've a temper fucking conjecture. I have no agenda. I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later.
Good night, everybody. Yay!
Not bad, not bad.
Thanks, Gray.
No problem.